Hey guys, welcome to Strong with Raj, no nonsense strength training. Today in this video, I am going to share with you something you can all relate to, getting back to the gym after a long break. Whether it is due to a vacation, a busy schedule, or simply life getting in the way, taking a break from the lifting is inevitable, really. And I wish I could just be in the gym all year round, but it's not possible. I just returned from a 4 week trip to India. And I mean a big trip of my life. I was with my girlfriend, Dr. Inga, and we traveled from the length or the breadth, maybe breadth and length of India. It was the first time after a long time I went back to my home country as a tourist. And toured I did. I had lots of food. I caught up with my family and relaxed a lot. And as expected, I came back with a little extra weight and a little bit of a paunch. Paunch, for the guys who don't know what it is a little, what is that word? Muffin top that you get. But here's the thing, coming back to the gym is about punishment or guilt, isn't just coming back with vengeance to burn off all the fat. It's about getting back into the groove with purpose and precision. It is not about making up for the lost time because we all need break from the things that we do, especially gym. So in this video, I will share you how I approach post-holiday training, step by step. I think it is important that coming back from a training, a long absence from the gym should not be, you know, thought as a negative thing first of all. Anyway, let's get into it. As you can see, I'm doing some warm-ups. You have to do extended warm-ups to just adjusting to weight and pacing yourself. Typically, you will not see me doing these stretches. These are called dynamic stretches. And I was loving them. I do them, but don't shoot them all the time. But normally, I do not need them. So yes, extended warm-up, which is all dynamic stretching, not passive stretching, dynamic stretching. Body weight exercises, hanging on the pull-up bar, doing some downward dog, doing some lunges, and just keeping your body moving. Extended warm-up because you have had extended break, and I like the yoga-related movements such as downward dog, upward facing dog, because it involves all your joints and they don't really tire you. Your idea is to do extended warm up to not fatigue you, but to slowly start sending messages to your brain saying, okay, after a long break, after a long holiday of eating and perhaps partying, some action is coming, but it is easy to manage. It is not crazy. So yes, I think dynamic warm-ups, it is very important. 2 to 3 minutes. I think I did it for maybe 5 minutes, but it's so crucial. Now, typically, I don't spend a lot of time on dynamic stretches, and if I do, then it is not this long. But after a long break, once again, extended warm-up is very, very important. When you haven't moved or lifted for weeks, your muscles aren't as primed. So dynamic stretches really help loosen your joints, increase the blood flow. You know all the signs. Basically preparing your body. And that preparation should be just longer, should be just extended. Think of them as waking up your muscles and saying, hey, it's time to work again. I love this, squatting down and lifting my arm up, in a dynamic fashion. Because I was going to do a squat, I spend more time in a squat position, obviously. It is more specific warm-up. For me, this means focusing on stretches that it mimics the lift I'll be doing before squats. I will do body weight squats, hip openers, lunges. Similarly, before bench press, I will do a band pull apart and arm swings. These movements just don't prevent injury. They help me feel ready to lift, and they will do the same for you. So first tip, don't skip the extended warm-up. Treat it like it's part of your workout. It's especially important if you are returning from a long layoff. All right, let's move on to the warm-up sets. You really have to forego the idea that today you're going to do a workout and you are going to set the world on fire. And then believe me, you will have that thinking in your mind that, okay, it's been 4 weeks, I need to go and move my body and do some hard stuff. No, it doesn't work like that. So you just think of this that you're just doing lots of warm up sets. Think of your work sets also as your warm up sets, because this is a warm up workout. This process of getting back into training and lifting into the gym is maybe 3 to 4 workouts. So think of this whole workout as if it's warm up, and by that I mean your work set should be very light. And for that, I will give you a formula that has worked for me. How light? So once your body feels loose and ready, it's time to do warm up sets. Almost always, I do my warm up sets with an empty Olympic barbell, which is 20 kgs. And in this case, I did it. I did more sets and reps than you can see in the video. If I put everything, it'll be a very long video. So the idea is just not to jump straight into your working weight. Instead, approach your warm-up sets with the same focus and intensity as your working set. So I just started with an empty barbell. I gradually added light weights. I was adding 10 kilos increments. So the best way to think about it is like you put an empty barbell, you do one set, maybe 2 sets with empty barbell, and each time you put 5 kg on each side. The math is simple. I'm lucky in this gym they have lots of 5 kg plate, and I just keep whacking them on. I don't remove it and add a new heavy one. I just keep adding on, and that keeps it simple for me. So these aren't just warm-up sets, and there's also a chance to dial in your technique, because your body, your mind have maybe to some degree forgotten how to move this way. Don't forget, squat is a technical movement. Although it is a natural movement, but as we know, we have really separated ourselves from this movement in our daily life because of the couches and chairs that we have. And also the dunny. By dunny, I mean the toilet. Here in Australia, we call them dunny. The way we sit on them is also nothing what it should really be, which is a squat position. So it is quite important that you dial in the technique, and your warm-up set is a time to do it. So that when it's time to do your work set, how to move your form, you do not have to think about it. That's what a warm-up means. Your mind is warmed up to know how to move. I can talk all day long on the importance of warm-up. For example, you will be rusty. Your bar path might not be as smooth. Your depth might not be perfect. Use these warm-up sets to reconnect with the movement. It's not about how much weight is in the bar. It's about moving with purpose. So my second tip, as I said, warm up gradually and treat those sets like they are work sets. Don't rush to load the bar. Build your foundation first. Now, let's get into a bit more technical information that I have gathered with my experience, which is at least 8 to 10 years. From last 8 to 10 years of being a strength coach and lifting, I've had many breaks in between. So I've learned something which is kind of a matrix. So why a break might make you stronger? Yes. There are professional weightlifters who, towards the close of their competition, they hardly do any lifting. It's called tapering. Now, I am not a professional lifter, but I love lifting and I like the idea of getting strong. So I know that if I take a break, because of the pause that is there on stressing my body. So as we know, when we are lifting, we're stressing. Because of the absence of the pause, this depends on many things, but we'll just keep it simple. Because of the absence of the pause, of the stress, you are going to get stronger. So let's say you went on holidays. First 2 weeks, you are not getting weaker. You are not detraining as such. That's for sure, has been my experience. So That could be a general principle for you guys if you want to. Just think that in the first 2 weeks, you are not going to get weaker, especially depending on your training age, especially depending on how long you've been lifting. It matters a lot. Someone like me who's been lifting for at least 10 years, yes, 2 weeks is the time without going to gym. I will get strong, and we can use this time as a tactic, as a strategy. But I'm not a lifter, so it doesn't matter. However, whenever I do take long breaks, I come back to do some PRs. Anyway, in this case, you think to yourself, 2 weeks, everything is same. After that, you start becoming weaker. And by that I mean you won't be able to add the same weight as you have been doing. So yeah, 2 offs, you might actually feel stronger. Why? Because your body gets a chance to fully recover. Strength inputs a lot of stress on your muscles, joints, and nervous system. A short break allows everything to reset and come back refreshed. But here's the key. Every week beyond those first 2 weeks starts to chip away at your strength. For example, after 4 weeks, you might find that you've lost some of your top end strength. But that's okay. It's part of the process. The important thing is to acknowledge it and adjust your expectations. It's all about expectations management. So here is my matrix. Adjusting weight break after 3 or 4 and even more weeks. Let me share a simple system I use to adjust my lifts after a long break. This is my personal matrix, and while it is not a one size fits all solution, it's a great starting point. For the first 2 weeks of no lifting, assume no strength loss. You might even feel stronger. So don't adjust your weights much. For every week beyond those 2 weeks, subtract 5 kilos from your 5 RM for 2 weeks, right? So first 2 weeks, nothing happens. The third week, just think that you have to minus the 5 kgs from your 5 RM if you were coming back the fourth week. So this happens for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you only subtract 5 kilos. After that, for every 2 weeks off, subtract 10 kilos. For example, let's say your 5 RM is 150 kilos and you have taken 6 weeks off. Here's how you would adjust. First 2 weeks, no reduction. Week 3 and 4, subtract 5 kilos. Your 5 RM now is 145 kilos. However, you can think of some other number such as 7.5 kgs or maybe 10 kilos at the most. So week 5 to 6, subtract 10 kilos. Your 5 RM is now 135 kilos. I haven't gone beyond 6 weeks because I would then say that either something drastic has happened to you or you are not lifting. So this is not a rigid rule. It's more of a guideline. The goal is to respect the time you've been away from the gym and allow your body to gradually rebuild strength. Don't force it. Remember, you never forced it when you were gaining the strength. You had to take breaks, days off to get strong. Same principle. Don't force it. Remember, consistency over time beats intensity in short time. Finally, let's talk about mindset because that's where the magic is. Coming back to the gym after a break can feel frustrating. You might notice a little extra weight around your belly, which I did, or your lifts might feel heavier, and I'm telling you they will. But that's okay. Progress is not linear. It's a journey. It's a cycle of getting strong, taking a break, getting a little weaker, going again and getting even more stronger. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Instead of focusing on what you've lost, focus on what you can rebuild. How much is there to gain? Every session you show up, you are taking a step forward. And remember, strength isn't just about lifting heavy weights. It's about discipline, consistency, and the willingness to keep going when it is hard. Not when it's easy. Anyone can do it if it's easy. So, my final tip is to embrace the process. And before you embrace it, You have to find out what the process is. And I hope I have given you that process. The process is to ensure that you do lots of warm ups. The process is ensure that you do lots of extended warm ups before the warm ups. The process is to have a mindset that you haven't lost anything. Okay? That's the main thing. The process is that you make sure you follow everything that I've suggested you, the matrix, the mindset, and the acceptance that it's going to take time coming back. Take it one step at a time, the good old classical adage which is there from so long, and trust that your hard work will pay off. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you have taken a break from lifting, don't stress about it. Follow these tips: extended warm ups, gradual weight progression, and adjusting your expectation, and you will be back stronger in no time. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who might need a little motivation to get back to the barbell. This is me reminding you to keep it simple and stay consistent. I'll see you next time. Stay strong.